In a small town nestled between rolling green hills, there lived a humble man named Jake. Jake wasn't famous, but everyone in the town knew him for his kindness and the wisdom he always seemed to offer, even when life got tough. Whether it was lending a hand to a neighbor or just listening when someone needed to vent, Jake was there. He wasn't rich or powerful, but he had something many others craved: inner peace. Jake had always been drawn to the teachings of Buddhism, especially the idea that life's struggles could lead to something greater. He often reflected on the Four Noble Truths, which taught that suffering is a part of life, but also that there's a way out of that suffering. Jake didn't shy away from hardship. He faced it head-on, believing that each challenge was an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. One of the core ideas Jake held close was right view. This didn't just mean seeing things as they are, but understanding that how we choose to look at the world shapes our experience. He knew that a negative perspective would only deepen his struggles, while a balanced outlook could make life's burdens lighter. Karma was also a key part of Jake's life philosophy. He understood that his actions today would echo into tomorrow and perhaps even beyond this lifetime. Every choice he made, every word he spoke, he did with the knowledge that it would come back to him. It wasn't about being perfect, but about being mindful of the impact he had on the world around him. Speaking of mindfulness, this was something Jake practiced daily. Whether he was working in his garden or cooking dinner, he made an effort to be fully present. No rushing through tasks, no mindlessly scrolling on his phone, just being in the moment. It wasn't always easy, but the more he practiced, the more at peace he felt. It helped him notice the simple beauty in life: the smell of the earth after rain, the laughter of children in the street. But it wasn't just about mindfulness for Jake. Compassion played an enormous role in how he moved through the world. He believed deeply in the importance of empathy, always striving to understand what others were going through. If someone was hurting, Jake made it a point to help, whether by offering a meal or simply being there to listen. He knew that kindness had a way of spreading, and he wanted to be a source of that light. Over time, Jake also came to terms with life's impermanence. He learned to let go of the things that didn't really matter: possessions, old grudges, even his ego. By releasing these attachments, he found freedom in simplicity. He didn't need to chase after things to feel fulfilled. He was content with what he had. Meditation became Jake's way of grounding himself in this realization. Every morning, before the world woke up, Jake would sit in silence, focusing on his breath, letting his thoughts drift by like clouds. In these quiet moments, he found a deeper understanding of himself and the world. It wasn't always comfortable. Sometimes sitting with his thoughts meant confronting old fears or pain. But through meditation, he found a sense of inner peace that nothing else could give him. Jake wasn't blind to suffering, though. He knew that life was full of it: sickness, loss, disappointment. Instead of trying to run from these truths, he accepted them. By embracing suffering as a natural part of life, he found that it didn't control him as it once had. It was just another part of the human experience, something to learn from rather than fear. What truly set Jake apart, though, was his ability to radiate loving kindness, or metta. He wasn't just kind to those he knew or liked. He extended warmth and goodwill to everyone, even people who wronged him. It wasn't easy, but Jake believed that compassion could change the world, one act at a time. As the years went by, Jake continued to seek wisdom in all things. He didn't claim to have all the answers, but he was always open to learning. He knew that true enlightenment wasn't about knowing everything. It was about seeing the world clearly, without the fog of ignorance or illusion. Jake's guiding compass was the Eightfold Path, a simple but profound set of principles that helped him navigate life. It taught him to be ethical, mindful, and compassionate, to always strive for balance. By following this path, he found a sense of clarity and purpose that many people spend their whole lives searching for. As Jake grew older, he faced the realities of aging and death with the same calm acceptance he'd brought to everything else in his life. He didn't fear the end. Instead, he cherished the time he had left. Each day was a gift, a chance to continue growing, learning, and giving back to the world. In the twilight of his life, surrounded by friends and family, Jake's legacy wasn't one of wealth or fame, but of love, wisdom, and peace. His journey was a testament to the power of living simply, compassionately, and with mindfulness. And though he eventually passed on, his spirit lived on in the people he touched, a reminder that even in today's fast-paced world, the middle path is still a way to find true peace.